Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. All right, if you're new here, I say welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So from the title of the video, you already know what we'll be talking about. Yeah, Endsars 2020 is a year already. So I have a couple of my friends here, and we'll be discussing the whole event and of course the aftermath. But before I proceed, I'll just like to let you know that I'm filming this video at Fame House. Yeah, if you're in Ivano-Frankivsk, Ukraine, and you want to get a taste of home, find your way to Fame House. Everything you want, from food to African items, you name it, they have you covered. I know people say there is no place like home, but trust me, at Fame House, this is the closest you can get to home. All right, let's go straight into the video. To my right, I have a very handsome, gentle young man. Let me quickly say he's a medical doctor. I know he'll be too humble to say that, but can we meet you?
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm Dr. Frank, and I'm very pleased to be here today.
Oh, thank you. And to my right, I have the beautiful.
My name is Zinai. Happy to be here.
Oh, thank you. And to my far right, I have.
Hello, my name is Dr. Nelson. It's nice to be here too.
Okay, let's come over to this side. To my left, I have.
Hi, my name is Bolan. Thanks for having me.
Okay, and
My name is Blessing. Thanks for having me.
okay, there's too much tension on this table. All right, no problem. He forgot to mention he's a medical doctor too. He did not forget, but he was just too humble. Okay, so we'll move right into the video. For the sake of those that don't know what Endsars is, or if you're not Nigerian or you're new to what is going on, I'll just take a few minutes to explain. So in Nigeria, last year, there was a nationwide protest that involved mostly the youth of the country. So the protest was, against the SARS unit from the hashtag Endsars. It was against the SARS unit of the Nigerian police force that was becoming unbecoming. I'm trying to be very nice with my words. The unit became known for profiling young Nigerians, especially young male Nigerians who go around, with probably their laptops. Or once you're seen dressing in a particular way, they assume you're into fraudulent activities and all that, and then they profile you, and it was becoming a norm, and people stood up, to fight against that. So a little backstory. Actually, last year, 2020, was not the first time that Endsars protests happened. In 2017, 2016, it happened, but it was on a lower tone. It was mostly online. We had people like Sega Links, Mr. Shegun Awosanya, quite popular on Twitter. He fights on behalf of, he's a human rights activist anyways. He fights on behalf of young people who have been profiled by SARS, and then, but he does it online basically. So sometimes when young people have problems, they reach out to him on Twitter, and then he takes it up, and then, something good comes out of it. But it went on like that. But come on, how many cases can he, handle? And then later on, we had people like popular Nigerian rapper Rugged Man, known as Ruggedy Baba. He also did a couple of activism, even released a single to that effect, and then it didn't last for long. Anyways, fast forward to 2020. I remember how, there was this news going on around. People were complaining. The SARS people are here again. It was all over Twitter and, and all that. And then it got to October when everything started. But I don't want to talk too much. Let me throw it to my friends. At what point did you hear about the protest? At what point did you, anybody can go first, please, it's okay. At what point did you hear about the protest? Because for me, I knew when it was brewing how some people were already protesting prior. I remember in Abuja, there was a a party that was already protesting at the National Assembly,
Yes.
YPP, Young Progressives Party, if I'm correct, with their publicity secretary and a couple of them, they were already protesting, and all that, bad governance and all that at the National Assembly. Then there was Omoyele Sowore, the convener of what is his I've forgotten. He has a name for his movement. They were also protesting, and all that. Yeah. But it wasn't Endsars per se, but they were just protesting against bad governance and the state of the nation. But for Endsars, I remember that a musician called Runtown tweeted that there should be a protest, that people should come around he gave a date, and then people should come around in Lagos and there should be a peaceful protest. And that was, after that, I think the next day or 2 days later, Fowles retweeted that tweet and gave his, consent. Yeah. And that was how it escalated for me, from my own observation. But for you guys, who wants to go first? How did you hear about the Endsars protests?
All right, so for me, I got to know about Endsars through Twitter. I was just going through Twitter one day, and there was just, on Twitter by the side, you see like trending.
Yeah.
So I was seeing like Sorosoke, Endsars. I'm like, what's this thing? Like, I don't speak Yoruba, so I had to like contact some people, like, what does Sorosoke mean? And they explained to me. So I started following the thing, like Endsars. I'm like, wow, like this is it was actually nice, honestly. Like, as a Nigerian, I know sometimes it's not really easy sticking your neck out for a lot of people. So when I saw it and the way everyone was involved in it, just like we took it as, like things have to change, and so like it was our pride. So our voices were just retweeting on Twitter, like every single thing. Like, people changed their DPs to like the Endsars like picture, the logo. Thank you. So it was really amazing. I got to know about it from Twitter.
From Twitter, wow. Thank you. Who else wants to? I don't have to throw it
for
to
me,
you.
I got to know about it, I think, in the heat of the moment.
Okay.
Like on Instagram, and that was when like the what's it called now? The protest actually started. That was when I got to know about it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. Like, this is what we want to see. So that was how I got to know about it, and I started like following it up.
Okay. So from what we've heard so far, basically, social media. All right. Since we are not based in Nigeria, social media was our savior. Let me put it that way. Okay. So, but let's go deep into the protest itself. How did you feel? How did you feel when you saw? I don't know if you. Okay. Let me start like this. Have you ever seen Nigerians in that light before Endsars? And how did you feel about it? Because for me, I had seen, there was this protest that happened in 2012. Yes, Occupy Nigeria. That was when the then president, Goodluck Jonathan, removed the subsidy, and then people were protesting. I think it happened on the 2nd of January. 1st of January was a holiday, and then it happened on the 2nd of January, and then the holiday just continued into the protests and all that. People gathered. It happened in different parts of Nigeria, but mainly in Lagos. People gathered, and protesting and all that. But it didn't really involve the youth. It involved mostly the
let's say the
working class people. Yes, thank you. It involved mostly that category, and then it went on. Lagos was dry. The streets of Lagos was like empty, and then after a while, so that for me, that was like the closest I had seen. But for Endsars, I feel like it was different. But I want to hear from you guys. How did you feel about that? And was that the first time, or you've seen Nigerians, come together in that manner? Who wants to?
Okay. I'm not really like usually into Nigerian politics, because sometimes I feel have like a point of view, but as he said, when he saw people gathering, I also felt like the pride, like, oh, our nation, like, finally the youths are coming out. I haven't posted. Because I was moved. I was like, oh, this is change, I haven't called my mom, like, I really felt happy. I really felt like there was going to be something is going to happen, and how will I put it? It was a very nice experience because, as you said, you really had to get Nigerian youths one mind. Like, so I was marching on the road. It was even my sister wanted to join it, right? I was like, youth. It was a really moving moment. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Really cool. And for you?
Okay. When I actually saw it, I was happy because as a Nigerian youth outside the country, like there are so many things that some of us, I think majority people outside, are not happy with. And I know we are in this diaspora, but I mean, like, if you can't look back at your country and the desire to go is not there, I think there is something wrong. So when I saw the passion and the desire of people at home, like for things to change and things to transform, and I was really happy, like looking forward to like a place where I can call home and I can feel the peace. So I was actually very happy.
Oh wow. Yeah, me too. I don't think happiness is even enough. The joy I could sometimes I just imagine myself on the street carrying placards, like shouting, like the connection was there. I was on Twitter, like I could say I was sleeping on Twitter. I was on Twitter. At that point, I even abandoned Instagram. For me, Instagram didn't have the vibe. It was tweet. Like, shout out to the Twitter guys. Like, it was Twitter. Everything was happening there. Like, it was so beautiful. The passion, the emotions was. For me, I don't know. Even right now, I'm getting emotional. Let me calm down. Let me calm down.
It was really nice. Like, I can't explain it. I felt like I was inside the protest, like from Twitter. I was just to the extent that, thank you Twitter for blocking my account. Like they blocked my account because I was retweeting because it was just amazing because I've never seen that kind of thing before. Like for Nigerians to just gather and like it was something positive, like for a positive change. So it was really amazing, like it felt great. And for me the highlight was when we actually had our protest here, when NSU organized the protest. It was I'm like I was there. I was like, it was really amazing, just carrying the flags and everything and saying Sorosoke, Endsars. Yes.
You just mentioned Sorosoke. Speaking of that, those slangs and then the catchphrases that came up also made it very, everybody was saying it, Sorosoke, we move. That was where we move came from, actually, in case you don't know. It went from we move to we move. There were so many hashtags, like everybody it was just so beautiful. So I want us to look at the mindset of the Nigerian youth, because whether we like it or yes, the Nigerian youth is the highlight of the whole protest. It was not, I'm sorry to say, it was not the older generation. It was not our mommies and daddies. No, it was the Nigerian youth. And I want us to narrow our discussion to that angle, the mindset. It was very evident that we were all in oneness. There was a uniform mindset that we all had, whether you are in Nigeria, whether you are in the diaspora, because like you mentioned, we had our protest here. In other cities too, they had it here. Other nations too had it. Do you understand? We even had American celebrities and celebrities all over the world, associated themselves with the Endsars protest. So there was just something that was working right. And if you ask me, I think it's the mindset. Don't you guys think that mindset should be channeled to other areas of the country or whatever it is? But first of all, what is that mindset? Let's break it down. That mindset, that thing. Let's look at it. Zena, what do you think?
I think for me, when coming from the perspective of the mindset, I think what made us establish that mindset was the fact that we were able to all able to recognize that this SARS/SWAT was a social epidemic, and we all recognize it as what it was. It was really an epidemic, but I like the fact that because the energy was highly contagious, and that was because a good number of Nigerian youths saw it through the same lens. Even though there were a few people who unfortunately for the sake of illiteracy didn't share in that same view as a good number of people. But I think the fact that we all recognize the problem as like a common enemy, that's what brought about that unison.
Okay.
So in to shed more light into that, I think if we are able to continue, like, we shouldn't look at Nigeria's problem as a regional problem.
That's right.
Like, if the North has a problem, we should be able to, like, say, okay, the North is suffering from this. This is Nigeria's problem.
It's our problem.
We have this problem. I don't know if it's because of our sub-tribes. I don't know if that's the reason, but we have so much segregation. We are divided. Like, if there's killing, for example, prior to the Endsars protest, I think a few months ago, there was like massive killing happening in southern Kaduna.
Kaduna, yes.
But a lot of people were not even aware of that. Do you understand? And then when there's like an insurgency in another part of the country, it's like those people are just on their own. Do you understand? And we're a country of over 200 million people. Imagine if everyone is so self-aware, like, these people have a problem, I recognize with them, we're always going to be able to pull this same wave. Do you understand? Like, it was recognized, like, come on, I don't want to go in details into it, but like, it gained so much momentum. So imagine if every problem every region in Nigeria is facing is also amplified on a large screen for the world to see. So I think, for me, I feel like it's recognizing the problem, like, in the same perspective. That was what brought about that unison in mindset.
Oh, wow. I agree 100. Who else? Anybody wants to say something in that?
Okay. For me, I think for there to be a change somewhere, people have to be tired and angry. And I think that's exactly the picture I can see behind everything that happened. Because, okay, the hashtag was Endsars, but a lot of things, people were talking about a lot of things. Okay, insecurity, unemployment, like, the way, I mean, everything is being handled in Nigeria.
Bad governance.
Like, it's as if things were happening at the top, and people that are below the, let me say, the average, maybe what is it called, this salary scale, or average, like, minimum the average people in Nigeria, like, basically, like, they are the ones suffering from whatever is happening. So people that are at the top, they are not really feeling what is happening. So let me use the word masses. The masses now, they are now angry. Like, they are tired, like, they are fed up, and they were able to put the passion behind that Endsars movement to make their voice known. Like, it's as, I don't really know how to put it better, but it's as if every time there's election, you come, you promise us something, we vote for you, everything will become normal. After, like, eventually you get the position, you forget about the people. 4 years you come again. So the cycle has been like that for a long time. So right now it's like people want to break outside of out of that cycle and say, we are tired, we want a change, we want something different from what we have been experiencing. So I think actually that's the passion and the force behind the Endsars, what I think.
Oh wow, I agree. And I would also like to say that the fact that it took the youth of the country to pull such a stunt was what even got me. Like, the same youth that, let's be very, very sincere. I like the angle you brought it from. We are so divided. We have so many things we hold on to. Not everybody can, relate with people from outside their cycle or their tribe. We are so narrow-minded, unfortunately. We are so narrow-minded. Some people, they relate better with other Nigerians when they travel out of the country. But when they are in the country, a lot of people don't. Even amongst the people from the same tribe, there is always something that they'll make. You are this. These people speak a kind of Igbo. These people's Igbo is not the original Igbo. This Yorubas, those kind of unnecessary stuff, and it really, really gets to me. But the fact that we were able to put tribe, religion, class, you name it, aside, celebrities were not even seen as celebrities that day. There were other people who rose up and they even seemed like the celebrities. Do you understand? Muslims were praying, Christians were guarding them.
That was beautiful.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Muslims were praying and the Christians were the barricade, protecting them that don't come close. Our brothers are praying. I'm like, where has this thing been since? And if you ask me, these are some of the things that unfortunately some of our leaders have used against us. But on this day or during this period, all barriers were broken, all walls were broken, and that mindset was just different, and we're able to achieve a lot in a short period of time. So like we're saying, I believe if we can reason together, channel this mindset, this energy to other areas, I think Nigeria will be a better place. First of all, every area should see themselves, okay, this is who we are, but then, like you were saying, I associate with these other people, we are all one Nigeria. It sounds easy, of course, let's be very, very realistic. It sounds easy the way I'm saying it, but the truth of the matter is, that is the way to go. That is the way to go. That is, because, okay, let's also look at this angle. There was no leader. There was no leader. Guys.
And even when some people tried to hijack it and take some kind of glory, everyone just shut them up.
Yes, there was no leader, there was no representative. We are all one. That also, it just broke it. It exposed a lot of the stereotypes, and then it exposed a lot of the kind of mentality we've been operating on, or should I say that has been passed on to us from them, that has been passed on to us. There always has to, because the truth of the matter is, if you check the previous years, or if you go down history, every time there is a kind of protest like this, let's even the most times, okay, I don't know, growing up, the most times we get to hear of protests is NLC. Nigerian Labour Congress. I grew up seeing Adams Oshiomhole as the NLC leader. Do you understand? So it was always solidarity forever, and we shall always fight for our rights and all that.
The funniest thing is that now the same man that led the protests some years ago has the opportunity to make some things now, but I mean, we are still not asking ourselves the question: that what was it doing?
What happened?
Because I mean, I don't understand. You were somewhere before that. You had the passion to implement change. Now, opportunity came your way. At least the passion you had that time and the vision and everything, put it together and create the change, or at least raise forces behind it that can implement the change. But the question is still, what is it doing? What's going on?
True. And that is why it boils down to the point you raised earlier, that the people were tired. We've been seeing the same thing all over, happen, over and over and over again. That is why a lot of people just decided at this time around, there is no leader. There is no leader, because the truth is, when there is a leader, or from history, whenever there is a leader, the leader easily compromises. Do you understand? So that's when you hear things like, we want to have a meeting, give us your leader, bring your leader. When you begin to hear things like that and with that tone, just know that everybody should go home. Okay, bring your leader, we'll have a meeting with your leaders. And then when the leaders go in, then they come out, it's something else. Do you understand? So that whole pattern, I saw patterns being broken. That pattern was broken that day. There was no leader, and see what was achieved. So do you think that as youth, that is the kind of approach we should have? Do you think it will really work if we have the no leader mentality, using Endsars as a case study?
There's a positive side.
That's a dicey
and
one.
there's a negative side.
Okay.
You've spoken about the positive side, but let's look at the negative side. politics. Okay, what the older generation are using against us is, let me say, politics, in quotes. Because, I mean, we have some parties that have been on ground for a long time. And there are some names that when you mention anywhere, like, they are, let me use this word, they are like strongholds. When you mention those names, even if you are not qualified, it can be easy, like their names can make way for you to get to that position.
You are qualified already.
Now, and as long as the youth, we have numbers. Who is going to stand in front to represent the youth? Because it's very easy for us to have the passion, okay, want this, want change, want everything. But when the opportunity now comes, when the time comes, who will be in front to stand? And now, 2023 is coming.
Hey, we are going there.
The question is, I don't know how many local governments we have in Nigeria, but everything, okay, we are all science students here, I think. Everything starts with the smaller units.
That's right.
Before you get to the big, whatever molecule or whatever it is, like, it has to start from the tiniest, like small. Now, what are we doing from each local government? What are we doing from each ward? Because these are the things that will lead to the presidency.
That's right.
Because if you notice, like when they count votes, they count per word, consistency, and all this thing. But when you look at it now, what are we doing? Okay, yeah, it's good. We have the online presence, but what about the physical presence? Like the physical presence in Nigeria itself.
Okay.
Because now, okay, someone can post something online about Endsars or maybe another movement. You can see 1 million likes by Nigerians that are in Nigeria.
Organic
but
likes.
These Nigerians now, this 1 million, can they stand behind one person to say, we want this person and we'll do everything possible, legal, to make this person enter the district? Because shouting alone cannot do it. Okay, if we have, I'm not saying that, like, maybe there should be a leader or something, but there should be a plan.
Okay.
There should be a plan. If you don't have a plan, you've already planned to fail.
That's right.
There should be a plan, and they should not make it in a way that leader in terms of, you can be a leader today. I can take over from you tomorrow. You can take over next tomorrow. In a way that everybody like has the capacity to do something. Now, let me say we are 6 on this table now. From the 6 of us, at least one person should be able to stand for something.
That's right.
There are several political posts in Nigeria, like positions. Several. You can't even. They are creating positions every day.
Yeah.
Every day. They will just wake up one morning. Special advisor on ladies' matter. Like things just happen every day. And what we can actually do is, as youth, is let's make our own plan.
Okay,
the target might not be the presidency right now, but which state can the youth control in 2023? You start from there. If the youth can control Lagos State, take over Lagos State. Start from there.
Okay.
Ogun State, let's say Kogi State, Kwara. Take it little by little. By the time you know it, I'm not really into politics, but I have at least a little knowledge. Now, when they count, what's it called, votes in Nigeria, you notice that like they use red and green to indicate different states that this party is winning, this party is winning. If you can work based on map, like imagine now you draw a map and you separate each state, and you start by colonizing each state as youth. By the time we have 36 states, right? Okay, minus FCT. By the time you look at everything, if you can colonize, let's say between 20 to 25, within 4 to 5 years, there's nothing stopping a youth from becoming president of Nigeria. But someone cannot just stand up 6 months to election and say, I want to become a president.
It's not feasible.
A miracle like that cannot happen. Okay, God is capable of doing anything and everything. But I mean, there are principles in everything that we do in life. If a youth now can say, okay, by the reason of looking at this the older generation, if you look at most of them, majority of them started from the military.
Of course. And they started at a young age.
Yes, they knew how to climb up.
Sure.
Now they are at the top.
Sure.
It's very hard for them to let go. And we youths, like, we are not learning looking at them to learn. We are looking at them to criticize them.
To overthrow them.
Yes, when you look at them, actually they are positive thing to learn about these people.
That's
sincerely,
right.
like when you look at these people that are at the top, but we are looking at them that, oh, they are taking our money, they are doing this. But when you look at them very well,
They are more structured.
The principles they use to win election, like, you'll be shocked and be like, wow, these people are so intelligent and smart. But what do we know? So it's easy for us to shout, have population online, but what is the plan for 20? We are in 2022 October. It's almost finishing. By January, February, election plan
Calendar
for next thing will come out.
That's right.
Each ward, each consistency, each local government, each state, what are we doing? Even if it's local government council law, it's something.
Yes.
For example, now let's say maybe a state has 30 councillors. If youth can become 20 councillors, there's a possibility that the next governor that will come in that state might be a youth, maybe someone less than 30. Because now they are in influential places that they can control their destiny and talk to them. There's power in speech.
That's right.
Most of the like political leaders that we see that maybe actually did a lot, most of them got to be like, when they talk, you know that this person, yes, like,
knows what
even if you don't like the person before, by the reason of what the person is saying, there's a convincing power. That be like, wow, who is this? Who is this person? Everybody's talking about Obama's speech when he was contesting. But I think I'm not sure if it's a quote or a video. He said, he was talking to one of his friends. He said, they should watch and wait till we speak. That is very confident, like that the confidence like he has in himself is very high. If he should speak to these people, he's sure that things can work in his favor. As youths, let us have plans. Let's break it down. Because most of the people that, let me say, doing the things online now, most of them actually have things they are doing. Most of them are celebrities. They sing, actors, and this thing. Like, what about people that really have interest in politics? What are they doing?
Sure.
Because there are so many questions actually I think we need to ask ourselves. Because 2023 will come. Someone said, and I quote, the person said, we already know the person that will be in Aso Rock by 2023, and there is nothing we can do about it. I saw that post. I was angry. I just closed it because obviously there's nothing I can do about it. What can I do about it?
True that.
If you feel like I can post my status, how many people have viewed my status? But
that's it. Sorry, let me cut you. That is the problem. How many people are viewing your status? Let's put that aside. But I like the approach. Zina, I'll come to you quickly, but I like the approach you put, and I wrote this down here, infiltration. Do you understand? Youth don't understand that you choose your battles. And the kind of battle you are fighting will determine the approach you get. That is why, in as much as Endsars didn't last long, the effect is still lingering. Do you understand? Yes. And that is because there was something that went on right in that period.
Yes.
Do you understand that it was not normal? There was structure. See how people were raising funds. There was accountability. That period. There was even medical services where all you had, there was a structure basically. If you, like you were saying, breaking it down, there was a structure, there was a plan. Do you understand? There was selflessness. We forgot, back to what we said earlier, everybody forgot where they were coming from. We were there was passion. We were working towards a common goal. And there was a plan on ground. Another thing I want to highlight is we had, even those that were taking responsibility of different aspects, they had people behind them. Do you understand? Even when you are feeling tired, there was encouragement coming from somewhere.
Actually.
True.
We cannot give up now. You hear things like man for. Do you understand? Like, we cannot give up now. Nothing. So even you, when you are trying to relax, there's somebody behind you telling you that don't worry, we are in this together.
And there's something I actually noticed. Actually, there are some politicians that are not happy with the situation.
Oh, but yes,
they are behind the scene.
Of course,
they are not showing there are some step that you will see this person making this step. When you look at it, like there's a backing, there's a boldness coming from somewhere. Someone cannot just come outside. Because okay, now the powers that let me say that is now, and there will be another power that will stand behind it before you can tackle those powers.
Oh yes, of course.
Definitely.
Yes, of course.
There are a lot of people actually in government that they are not happy with the way things are, but they alone cannot.
They don't have the power.
That thing.
Yes,
that's very true.
There are some things you say today. Let's say as a sitting senator or as a minister, tomorrow they will sack you or something will happen. There's an incident of this, I won't mention it, but you guys were like, we had someone like person was against a particular thing or was trying to investigate into a further matter. The next thing, the person is gone.
Yeah.
That's the way things, like I mean, the way they've made things. But if we are intentional with our steps, I'm not saying that there won't be difficulties. I'm not saying that it will go easily, but it might even take 10 years. But by the end of that 10 years, when you look back, something. Yes, you can say yes, this is the Nigeria we actually really want.
True. That's a very good point. Do you not think that we should have like an agenda, maybe a 10-year agenda, a vision? I grew up hearing Vision 2020.
I actually think there was something they were doing during the Endsars, though I was not really following it. But they released the plan, let me say, for tomorrow, next tomorrow. They release it. They don't release everything at once. They say, we meet at this place on Thursday. They after that, they release, we meet at this place on Saturday. I think that's a smart approach because now, okay, let me say for example now, they plan to meet in, let me say, a place in Lagos, maybe the southern part of Lagos now. It's very easy for the government to go and stay there for them and wait for them. But if you don't release your plan early, nobody will know your strategy. There's a way you can make plan. You can just say the goal is to infiltrate the system and make sure at least by 2020, the next after 2020, to be 2027, I think. Yeah, by 2027, at least 50% of everyone that will be in the government, at least should be like 40 downwards. If that's the goal, then how do we do it? Okay, let's start from, just like I said, let's start from Lagos State. Then you start putting things.
Let me cut you, sorry. But do you know that I'm hammering more on the mindset, and I like the fact that it is exposing a lot of things that are going on, because that is actually our problem, in my opinion. Do you know that a lot of the local government councils or councillors we have now, they even do worse?
Yeah, certainly.
Worse than the governors, worse than the president. Let's be very, very sincere. Because some of those guys, they make it look like they've arrived. Because how can there be a local government councillor and we cannot point one or two things to what you have done, even in that small place you are managing? I think a lot of people have the wrong approach to power.
True.
We don't even know what power. We don't even know what power is. We don't even know what those positions are. A lot of people don't even see it as an opportunity to serve, rather as an opportunity to be enriched. Do you understand? So people don't even small position. Right now, if you tell a Nigerian, come and be councillor, be like, me. Well, what am I coming to do there? Do you understand? So a lot of people don't even know. I don't. This is my opinion. I don't know if we all, agree with it. Ask an average Nigerian, who is where you are staying, who is your local government chairman? Yeah, local government chairman. They don't even know. Do you understand? They don't even know. Like, some people don't even, it has gotten so bad now with history being removed from our curriculum. That one is even a topic for another day. A lot of young people don't even know what is going on. But I think this Endsars shed a lot of light, on those dark areas. A lot of people were now beginning to see things that they didn't even know about before, and it brought up that anger and the passion you were talking about earlier. And a lot of people were going moving, and all that. But now let us look at it. The plan.
I have something to say.
Yes, please.
To that effect, yeah. I think first of all, let's check the anger we're feeling during the Endsars protest is very transient.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yes.
You don't start treating for antibiotics, and when you feel better, you stop taking them.
Yeah, actually.
Doctor, tell them. Tell them.
You like let's look at developed countries. They have a 100-year plan.
That's right.
China has a 100-year plan.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Do you understand? Like those things, you don't just because you're feeling, you just do it, then you step back. Those guys are always going to be in the system. And let's also try to be very realistic and come up with very feasible and implementable plans. Everything works with systems, do you understand? And politics is very dynamic in every region. So I think we as youths, we need to understand, because I feel like Nigerian youths don't even understand the dynamics of politics of Nigeria.
Thank you.
Only the older guys do.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We want to, you can't try to take politics that is played in Germany and try to apply it in Nigeria. It's going to fail. Do you understand? Nigeria is about 200. We're about a country of over 200 million, and we have a good percentage of us living below the poverty belt. Those people don't have access to Twitter.
Actually.
We have a common enemy, which is illiteracy.
Yes.
So first of all, we have to start from there. We have to start from there, from making, because to be honest, let me speak for myself, but I'm sure you guys share the same perspective as me.
Speak.
When I came to Ukraine, was when I realized I've been cheated by the Nigerian government. Ukraine is one of the poorest European countries from what I have read. Yet the access to amenities I have, I feel so cheated because Ukraine they've not harnessed the resources that Nigeria has been exposed to.
That right.
Do you understand? Like Nigeria discovered oil since when? Like we're the 7th highest oil producing nation
In the world.
I felt so cheated. So until the common man understands how much he's deprived, how cheated he is, he won't really see it as a problem. We'll still have nepotism thriving in the system. We're still going to have tribalism. We're still going to have religious extremism thriving in the system. And we have it's like we have all this malignancies that we are ignoring. We're just ignoring them. But then again, we want at the end of the day, we want to send home a healthy patient that has a lot of tumors that we have not removed. You understand? And those are the tumors. We have too much poverty. We have so much illiteracy. People don't understand
Ignorance.
how much they've deprived. So until we have to start from the grassroots of educating the common Nigerian, which constitutes more than 60% of the total population. We are just a very small population, to be honest. The hungry man on the streets just wants to be given a bag of rice and is going to vote for. You probably have an idea of who a better candidate is, but it's like a case of you against 10,000. So it's like you're just throwing arrows into an open field, no target. Yeah. So I think we need to understand, in summary, dynamics of politics in our region. We have to be more realistic and come up with more system. Those things that those older guys know.
Yeah.
We have to know them and use them as a tool.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a question for everyone this table here. How many people have you done research on what's it called, Nigeria Constitution before? Have you read Nigeria Constitution?
I have in my room. Yeah.
But majority of Nigerians don't know what's in the Constitution, and that is where the cheating starts from. They start cheating us from what is written in that thing, and until that thing is maybe I'm not sure, people that are there right now are 50, 60, 70, 80. I'm not saying they will die soon, but some of them will not see 30 years.
Of course, naturally.
Yes. How do you want them to plan for 30 years? they will only do things that benefit them now.
Right now.
They will borrow money for them to enjoy now, not thinking of, okay, Nelson now, Nelson will become president in 30 years, for example. They will not think of what Nelson will face in 30 years, but they will think of what
they are facing
right now. And the constitution allows them freely to do anything and everything. A sitting senator now collect millions of naira. These people, even if exchange rate goes to 1,000 naira per dollar, it doesn't
vibes on vibes for them.
I've seen further videos. A sitting senator, everybody is talking. He's there. He has gone.
He's tired.
He's gone.
Now.
I'll be like, easy. We are representing a community and you are sleeping. So how do you want to voice like the pain of your community in this thing?
Maybe he works best at night.
Like, I believe maybe the next movement, if I might propose, should be change to the constitution of Nigeria.
I agree.
If that should be the next movement, like there should be change in the constitution, and until they do it, maybe. Okay.
Coming to the constitution, I was going to take us there. I actually agree 100. Absolutely, I agree. You know, the problem now is even the constitution is actually our problem. There are a lot of things we might suggest here on this table or wherever, but the constitution will not allow.
Block it.
Do you understand? Okay, now we are outside. One of the advantages of being outside the country is you see things from a different perspective. Like you said, you realize you've been cheated. Do you understand? You see things from a different perspective, and it's so annoying. Cheating. Okay, now let's look at. I didn't want to go there, but I'll just branch, and then I'll leave. Yeah. This whole idea of states, I'm sure we are aware. States reporting back to Abuja. Whatever you make, your revenue, you submit. Jonas is like, go home, go and work, go to the farm. When you sell, bring the money. Yeah, then Abuja will now distribute it, to other states, especially to states that are not even earning, that are not delivering. I'm trying to use smaller terms so that, because sometimes when people are being taught about the constitution, the English is big, you don't even know what is going on. Maybe they should even break it down into languages
I
that people should understand.
Every secondary school should teach, like it should be made mandatory that every student, you should know the constitution of Nigeria.
Is it the schools that they've removed history from?